Warm hello, everybody. This is Karni Zor, and let's talk about the astrology of the coming week, which is a very, very special week. So, this week, Pluto is moving into a brand new astrological sign, and this is a move with much significance. So, I'll give a short explanation about why this coming week is the week of massive changes and a huge shift. Pluto is the planet of transformation. It talks about hitting rock bottom and then elevating to the top because Pluto in the Greek and Roman mythology, Greek mythology is Hades, is the lord of the underworld, and he has two houses, one in the bottom of hell and the other on the top of Mount Olympus. And Pluto talks about this huge, amazing transformation which is possible to anyone to hit the rock bottom and then elevate up into wonderful enlightenment from that what seems to be impossible situation. Pluto is also a planet that we don't actually see with our eyes, and it's the furthest away planet known in our solar system. There is lots to say about that because it was declared unplaneted, if that's a word. It was declared a dwarf planet a while ago, but still has much significance. And after that, we actually discovered that there are many other dwarf planets and maybe actual planets out there beyond Pluto. But Pluto in the astrology still symbolizes the edge of the unknown and the unseen, which we now can understand that there is much more beyond that. So Pluto talks about reaching a point where you think there is nothing beyond that, and then something opens. It talks about the unseen things that now start to become visible, and it's a planet of huge, huge shifts. Now, we talked a lot about the astrology of 2020. Back in the history of last year, Pluto, Saturn, and Jupiter were all in conjunction in the astrological realm of flexibility. Now, for those who don't still know the terms astrological realms, I am working for almost 9 years now with the astronomical astrology, not the classical astrology that we know. Now, classical astrology will tell you that Pluto, Jupiter, and Saturn were in Capricorn during 2020, and now Jupiter and Saturn are just moved to Aquarius. But if you're looking at the astronomical facts, the astrology there is quite different than what is written on the paper. And the reason for that is because the classical astrology that we use wasn't updated for 2000 years. We are working with an astrology that is fitting the age of Aries, but we're already 2000 years in the age of Pisces and on the verge of the age of Aquarius. We needed to update our astrology, but no one actually did that. And during the last 2000 years, a huge gap was created between the classical astrology written on paper and the astronomical facts. So if you look at the astronomical facts, you will see that during 2020, Jupiter, Pluto, and Saturn were all together in the sign of Sagittarius, not Capricorn. And I call the sign of Sagittarius the astrological realm of flexibility, which talks about change. And only now, astronomically, Jupiter and Saturn have moved into Capricorn, which I call the astrological realm of the diamond. And it talks about making things tangible, moving from the change and the plasmatic state into a state of starting to build actual things. So Jupiter and Saturn, in a most amazing way, exactly before the beginning of 2021, on the solstice, shift and moved into the realm of Capricorn, actual Capricorn, the realm of the diamond, marking that this is going to be a brand new year of actuality and doing things and giving things form. But the huge thing that happens this week is that Pluto follows these two planets and also moves into the realm of Capricorn, into the realm of the diamond, into the realm of doing things and actualizing things. Now, Pluto's shift is absolutely amazing and rare because Pluto is a very, very slow planet. It's not really slow, but its distance from the sun is so big. We need 365 days to revolve around the sun. But because Pluto is so far removed from the sun, it takes Pluto 240 years to revolve around our solar system. So it takes Pluto 20 years to move from one sign to the other. 20 years, so you can imagine what excitement it causes and what amazing changes it causes when Pluto actually moves from one sign to another. And this is happening this week. Pluto, the planet of transformation, the planet of change, is shifting, and this won't happen again for another 20 years. It's shifting to another astrological sign, and this time it actually goes into the astronomical or sidereal Capricorn. And this really completes the shift and makes the huge change and allows now for new establishments to take place. So 2020 was the year of stopping, but it wasn't really just stopping. Maybe not much appeared above the surface. Much happened underneath the surface. Things were cooking, things were brewing, things were boiling. And 2021 is the time where everything that was unseen and underneath the surface is going to rise and to be seen and to create a huge change in the world. Now, this change has to do with things to do with Saturn, with Jupiter, with Pluto itself. So we're talking about changes in all platforms, Saturn, changes in governments, which we can already see taking place, changes in institutions in the way that the foundations are set. Pluto has to do with economics. So we are going to see huge changes in economy taking place, but not just the changes on the surface, but deep, deep changes in the way we perceive, the way we buy things, in the way we perceive economy itself. We can see that we're living in an unnatural world. I talked about it in my previous video, that we're towards reverting back to nature, and economy is going to be a huge part of this shift. So we're going to see very big changes in economy. Pluto talks about the wealths of planet Earth. So we need to change our perception about how we use the abundance of planet Earth. How do we use its resources? So we're going to have huge changes in the way we think about that. Jupiter talks about traveling the global world. Everything is going really, really to change. There are going to be changes in learning, in the way the schools are, also to do with Jupiter learning and Saturn institutions. Pluto really will bring the change that we want. But it's not only Pluto that is going to bring this change. This is utterly important to remember, that we are bringing this change. And it's up to each one of us now to see what it is that was brewing during 2020 that wants now to come out to the light and to be seen. What kind of changes do we want to do in our lives, in the way we purchase things, in the way of maintaining our foundations, maintaining our family, educating, working? What kind of changes do we want to see? Because we are heading towards the age of Aquarius, and the age of Aquarius talks about the individual doing the changes. I think that we all saw that huge and positive changes won't come from somewhere up there, but rather will come from many, many people understanding and acting from the standpoint of change is needed. If I'll change my life, the world will change. So, with that notion of be the change you want to see in the world, I wish you a wonderful week. A few more things. There is a gateway now till January 30th, so it's not much to really plant the seeds for the whole coming year and really do actual actions. Take this time, make sure that you're investing your time in good, productive things during this time. Later on, January 30th, Mercury will start its retrograde. It's not a bad thing. It will actually allow us to go deeper and to better plan these things that are now popping up. And of course, I will talk with you about that later on. So please make sure that you're registered to receive these videos. Please mark a like and comment, ask your questions, and do share with friends. This is the way that these messages can go further out into the world. Have a wonderful, amazing, productive week, and we will be in touch next week.